to the Program for Accelerated Growth and Employment page, which is our national medium-term plan.
This capacity building forum is timely given the fact that the Gambia has now completed the formulation of a medium-term plan for the implementation of a National Trade Policy 2011 and also finalized the review of a diagnostic trade integrated system to ensure that trade is captured adequately in national development policies and programs for the purpose of economic growth and employment creation. Uminjai, GRTS.
The Director General of the Presidential Treatment Program, Dr. Tamsin Bow, wishes to inform the general public that all those who registered for the infertility treatment are to meet at the Kanilai Alternative Clinic in Bakau on Tuesday, December 3rd at 10 a.m. Those who registered for the HIV/AIDS treatment are also required to report at the same clinic on Wednesday, 4th December at 10 o'clock a.m. The joint session of the Public Accounts and Public Enterprises Committees of the National Assembly has endorsed the annual activity report and audited financial accounts of the Central Bank of the Gambia after a thorough scrutiny by deputies. Mamadou Cisse was at the legislative chambers and this is his report.
Took time to thoroughly scrutinize the Central Bank of the Gambia's annual activity and audited financial reports for the year 2012. The 85 pages annual activity report has covered a wide range of issues pertaining to the bank's program of activities from 2011 to 2012. The Central Bank of the Gambia, otherwise called CBG, supervises banks, insurance companies, foreign exchange bureaus, and microfinance institutions, in addition to its oversight responsibility of the country's payment systems.
Honorable Speaker, the years 2010 to 2012 were characterized by big challenges, both in the global and domestic, economies, notwithstanding the central bank with the collaboration of the fiscal, authorities, had worked very hard, to ensure that there is macroeconomic, stability, which is the key mandate of Central Bank of the Gambia.
The statement of comprehensive income as at the end of the year ended 34th December 2012 are on page 10, recorded a net expenditure over income of $738 million, which is $738,000. This is almost at a break-even. The total income for the year under review amounted to $206 million, an increase by 25% compared to the previous year of $164. The interest on domestic income was the main driver of the increase in earnings. The interest on external income also increased as a result of longer-term maturities of investments overseas.
The Majority Leader, Honorable Tombo Njata and Honorable Alai Silla, asked the officials of CBG to further clarify issues of foreign exchange and comprehensive income and how far they've gone to compromise with the PAC recommendations and the procedures regarding matters raised during the previous session, respectively. Alhai T.S. Njai, the subject matter specialist.
Now, unfortunately, in macroeconomic management, we often do not have the choice of which one. Which combination of baskets is really the choice. And that brings to the fore the need, when expenditure is being reduced in non-priority areas, maybe at the same time channeling the release funds to sectors that will contribute positively. Because borrowing is brought about by the deficit. And when you are spending more than you can earn, you have two options: reduce expenditure or try to increase your earnings, or a combination of both. And I think this is what we face squarely, that fiscal discipline is called for. Not only in terms of minimizing expenditure to the extent possible, but the quality of the expenditure itself.
The CBG serves as fiscal agent for the government and manages the domestic debt. Above and beyond, it has varied responsibilities, including achieving and maintaining price stability, conducting research and analysis of domestic and external economy and financial matters, as well as ensuring that the financial system is safe and sound. Buba SMCC, GRTS.
Participants from the NGO agency and government officials have concluded a day-long meeting on ways of acquainting members of government policies. Farmer Akanji attended the training and he has this report.
Organizations continue to serve as partners in development, complementing government efforts in diverse areas. Their interventions are noticeable across the board, and they touch on education, agriculture, the environment, amongst others. Their activities are not limited to metropolitan areas, as they actively engage in development work in rural and peri-urban areas. This makes it absolutely necessary to keep them informed and up-to-date about key governance policies. This particular sensitization forum, being attended by scores of policymakers and media personnel, is expected to serve as a turning point capable of underpinning sectoral development of the economy through the initiation of local projects which will go a long way to helping the target beneficiaries. Tango member Mohamed Mustafa Sen alluded to the link between the NGO community and government, noting that collaboration and networking will help shed more light on the activities of NGOs operating in the country. Their impacts, he went on, are very significant by virtue of the benefits they are bringing to thousands of people, especially the vulnerable.
Please allow me to thank the following NGOs who have immensely made the tour fruitful. 1. Concern Universal. 2. Action Aid International, the Gambia, and SOS Kinderdorf International. NGO Affairs and its board of directors look forward to a closer collaboration and mutual working relation with the NGOs community for the benefit of the beneficiaries, in particular the country at large.
Abdullah Salah, who spoke on behalf of the chief civil servant, said government was committed to creating the enabling environment for the NGO community to deliver to its target beneficiaries. Salah commended non-governmental organizations for the work they are doing.
Non-governmental organizations have been operating since the 1960s and contributed immensely to the socio-economic development of the Gambia. They have been operating in different sectors of the economy, resulting in the improvement of the lives and livelihood of the people, especially women and the vulnerable.
The interface held to acquaint the NGO community with the key government policies is expected to cement ties between the two sides and increase gains that can be made by the beneficiary communities. Farmer Akani, GRTS News.
Officials of Zenith Bank Gambia Limited have presented a check for $250,000 to the Gambia Armed Forces. The financial package is meant to aid families of soldiers who got injured or died in battle. We have more on that story in this report. Limited recently reached out to families whose loved ones, soldiers to be precise, who died in wars in the process of defending their nation. The $250,000 gesture was handed over to the Gambia Armed Forces in a solemn ceremony held at the Defense Headquarters in Banjul. Receiving the check on behalf of the beneficiaries, Lieutenant Colonel Momodu Aliuba stated the activity is remarkable for the fact that it's the first time such a thing has happened in the Gambia. Lieutenant Colonel Bar cited the partnership between GAF and Zenith Bank Gambia Limited as very successful and hope it will continue to grow. Emeka Anyebunar, CEO of Zenith Bank Gambia Limited, hailed the relationship his institution and GAF as very cordial. Zenith Bank top brass went on to say his institution was very proud of the Gambia Armed Forces for their professionalism. Captain Abdullah Sar, officer commanding GAF Child Protection Unit, described the event as a memorable moment in the history of the Armed Forces. The Child Protection Unit is a very important unit in the Armed Forces, tasked with the responsibility of the welfare of orphans. Captain Abdullah revealed that the scheme started by sponsoring only 10 students, but it can now boast of sponsoring over 200 students in the country. Captain Sar equally commended Zenith Bank Gambia Limited for such a remarkable gesture towards the Child Protection Unit. Abdullah Baksture, Board of Directors, Zenith Bank Gambia Limited, acknowledged the role of security in protecting life and property as one of the major reasons why his bank was engaged in this partnership, urging other institutions to emulate. Zenith Bank's donation to the